Hey y'all. Hey y'all. If it is your first time catching me live, my name is Melanie Allen. I build, brand, and grow businesses through strategies, funnels, all of the super important things that you need to implement to get to the bag. And I have not been live in a minute, but it's a few things I want to talk to y'all about. Okay. I want to talk to y'all about the value that follows money, but I also like to tie that into the biblical aspect of business too. So, listen, if you wondering what qualifies me to tell you this information, look, we got clients that have hit the 500K mark this year. We have people who've hit 300K in a quarter, 18K in 2 weeks. We have people who have made $49,000 in a 3-day launch. Like, the math is mathing. We definitely got the receipts. So, first thing I want to do is let you know that you can be in your bag and in your Bible too. Because I'm tired of getting on social media and I'm seeing that so many people are burnt out. So many people are broke, disgusted, busted, complaining. And it's like, what happened when business was fun? What happened when we enjoyed getting up and walking in our purpose and in our passion and walking in the blessed life that God promised us? Like, what happened? Where did the gap come in? Which I understand, the economy and people saying people aren't spending money. People are absolutely spending money more now than they've ever been. The issue with a lot of people is that the PPP money is gone. Okay, a lot of people made that segment their audience. So we're going to talk about it. So Proverbs 3:13 and 16 says, "Blessed are those who find wisdom. She is more profitable than silver and yields better returns than gold. Long life is in her right hand, and in her left are riches and honor." Okay, what is that telling us? Wisdom and wealth belong to you. It's our birthright. That's biblical. Okay, so I want to talk to y'all about attraction marketing and how to attract people to you to make money, how to create engagement. Okay, so you have to be a solution to your prospect's problem. Like, people don't care about the information. They can go to ChatGPT and get information in 3.5 seconds before you even have a chance to respond to the DM. They can already get the information for free online, Google, those types of things. Your job as a business owner is to solve problems, is to be a solution. The person who solves the biggest solution makes the most money, period. Hey, y'all, tell me in the comments where y'all are watching from. Okay, so your goal is to create engagement, curiosity, become an authority. You have to know how to close sales. You have to know the right messaging that your audience responds to. Like, what makes your people hit the buy button? How do you build those relationships, those lasting relationships where people pay you? It's very simple, y'all. Business is a math problem. It's literally 3 steps. You build, engage, and sell. That's it. Build, engage, sell. This means that you're strategically building your audience, you're engaging your audience with content that they respond to, and you're selling to your audience. You're giving them the option to buy from you. What problem do you solve? And what do these people even need from you? Because I'm going to be honest, nobody cares that they're getting access to you, so to speak. Okay? Nobody cares that you're going to do 4 hour long sessions. They get access to you and your team. Nobody cares about that. They want to know how fast can they get to the milestone, whether it's revenue, whether it's better sex, whether it's saving money, investing in something, making money, saving, protecting something. Because the result doesn't always have to be revenue and money based. If that's the solution you provide, great. But if not, you need to know exactly why people pay you and what their goal is. Okay? So commit to 30 days. Just 30. Just test this out, okay? Commit to 30 days of pure value. The easiest way to do this online is to get on video and talk. Get on video and talk. The goal should be to drive leads, awareness, and sales. Tell people what they can expect from jump. Okay, tell them what they can expect from jump. This means that you're also serving and getting qualified leads at the same time. Okay. Now, my favorite quote that I've ever, like God has ever revealed to me is that business is spiritual. And Satan hates entrepreneurship because it has the power to break the curse of poverty. Okay? Because y'all don't know if I'm going to take y'all to church or if we're going to just come in and talk about business. And I want to talk to y'all a second. Drop me a one in the comments if you're picking this up. But I want to talk to y'all about King Solomon because he had a business strategy. Y'all listen, the Bible is really tea. If you know, you know. It's really tea. Okay? You got to read it for yourself because my takeaways might not be your takeaways, but I love sharing my takeaways. Okay? Now, let's talk about King Solomon for a second because he had biblical principles that we can still apply to our business today. And I'm going to give them to y'all. Okay? A lot of times we feel like we got to come up with something new. We got to reinvent the wheel. We got to have the latest system. And all of that is great. But if you don't have a single client to put through that system, or if you don't have enough clients to put through that system, if you don't know your client journey, those things matter. Okay. So number one, relationships before revenue. Solomon built strategic relationships before expanding his kingdom. If y'all don't know, God came to Solomon and he said, if you can have anything that you want, what would it be? He didn't ask for wealth. He didn't ask for anything in the world. He asked to have the ability to serve the kingdom of God, the people in the kingdom of God well. That's what he asked for, right? So he had a partnership with the king, and that gave him access to resources, materials, transportations, labor, everything. And y'all, this is in 1 Kings 5. Okay, he understood, even in biblical days, that your network is your net worth. Your network is your net worth. So when I talk about business and I talk about telling people what they can expect from you from jump and drive people to your pages, a lot of times we forget that social media requires us to be social. You want all the sales. You treating people like a sale instead of a seed. When you treat people like a seed, that means that people are coming to you and they're able to grow. You're not treating them like a one night stand, a hit it and quit it. You're giving them some value on repeat because money will always follow wisdom and value across the board in business. Okay, this is the reason why a lot of you wonder, like, dang, I don't even know if this person believe in God or if this person, we have these thoughts and I hear it all the time and you like, but they win it. And it's because whether or not they believe in God, the biblical principles are still true. Reaping and sowing, the biblical principles are still true. Okay, so when you drive in traffic, when you're collaborating with the right people, some of y'all are so scared to collaborate with people in your audience. Okay, if I do marketing, it makes more than enough sense for me to connect with people who do ads. I do my own ads. I'm not going to do my audience's ads. I do their marketing, their brand management, those types of things. But it makes sense for people to collaborate with the people who do, correlating things that make sense. If you do taxes, but you don't do credit, why are you not connected with somebody who does? And y'all can send clients back and forth all year long. Why are y'all not doing webinars together, lives together, cross-collaborating audiences? If you bake cakes, why are you not partnered with somebody who does events? Somebody who has like rentals, building rentals, bounce house rentals. You should be the person that people come to and you have the resources to connect them with other people. Are y'all picking this up? Drop me some ones in the comments if y'all are picking this up. Okay. Now, the next thing King Solomon did, because y'all, I got notes. Okay, we came with notes. Okay. Now, the next thing, he asked for wisdom before asking for money. In 1 Kings 3, 9 through 13, a summary of that is when God offered Solomon anything that he wanted, he asked for wisdom and not wealth. His wisdom is what created the wealth. What skill set, what knowledge do you already have that allows you to create wealth? What are the things that people are already asking you, and you probably consulting them for free? You probably consulting them for free. What are your audience's current struggles? Just because somebody has a struggle doesn't mean they're broke. What are their struggles? What's overwhelming them? What's distracting them? It's not the scarcity, unfocused, staring at the ceiling all night crying. You want to work with action takers, not people with victim mentalities. How can you leverage that and be the solution? How can you leverage that and be the solution? You provide value, you engage, you deliver value, you give people ways to implement what you have and get a quick ROI. But you have to know what the audience is or who they are that you serve. And when I say you should know who your audience is, I mean you should know down to the point of, where does my audience get their groceries at? If they in a rush, what places are they going to stop at to eat? What are their values? If they read books, what books are they reading? If they listen to podcasts, what podcasts are they reading? That's how well you should know your audience. Very well. That's another reason why a lot of content is a miss. You don't know who you're talking to. Because if you sell hamburgers to vegetarians, they're not going to sit down and eat no matter how good it looks. I know y'all like to tussle, but another reason why content is not converting is because you're trying to sell a lifestyle, and you get up every day and you put on this mask, so to speak, of what you feel like people need because you feel like it's professional or for whatever reason. People didn't ask you for that. All they asked you for was a solution. All they asked you for was for a solution. Okay? Now, next thing King Solomon did, he created intellectual property. He created intellectual property. What does that mean? Solomon wrote over 3,000 proverbs and over, I believe, 1,500 songs. So he wasn't just out here slanging the products, he was creating content. I saw somebody say one time he was the original content creator. But today that would look like courses, ebooks, communities, trainings, podcasts, YouTube videos, digital products, a consulting business. People traveled all around the world to seek out King Solomon's wisdom. Okay, the Queen of Sheba brought him gifts. Okay, the gifts today will be worth billions of dollars. So people paid for access to his knowledge because they were getting an ROI. They were getting an ROI. The next thing he did was diversify his income. That means King Solomon generated revenue through trade, imports, exports, agriculture, livestock, construction, um, probably government contracts, international partnerships. He didn't depend on one source of income. He didn't depend on just that one business. He diversified his revenue. When I say diversify, I don't mean you need to start 10 new businesses by tomorrow. What I mean is you can literally have 7 streams of income from one stream of income. What is the one thing that you do now? How can you add things that's already in that lane, things you already do, and make more money? How can you diversify that? If I sold hair, if I did hair, I would be selling the hair. Well, doing hair is the first one. I would be selling hair. I would be teaching classes. I would have ebooks and digital products. Maybe I'd even have an AI employee that collects my leads. And that AI employee is gonna do what? That AI employee may have a quiz, and it's gonna tell people, number one, it's gonna get their name, email, and phone number. But the next thing is it may tell people exactly what texture they need or what they need to book based on that. That's like 5 income streams from one business that created multiple streams. The other thing King Solomon did was he created systems. 1 Kings 4 describes how Solomon organized his government into districts. He appointed leaders, he delegated responsibilities, he established supply chains, and he built systems that kept everything moving. The other side to this, y'all, is if y'all remember earlier this year, I was talking about the book of Exodus, and I was talking about how Moses had to go to the mountain. He had to be obedient. He had to get the direction. God gave him the kingdom helpers. God gave him all the materials that he needed. When I was going through that chapter in the Bible, I assumed that he just had all this stuff because I never saw him ask, like, God, where am I going to get this? He didn't even ask. His faith was already so big that he knew God was going to provide it. And then when all of that happened, that's when the harvest came, the ROI came. So he had to do some building, some implementing, some executing before some of those things happen. How can you sell to somebody today? Do you know 5 people that you can reach out to and tell them what you offer and how it is a solution to them and give them a call to action? Your call to action is simply the next steps of working with you. Your call to action is simply an objective. Where do you want to lead people? What's the offer that they're going to get? What do they need to believe is true to work with you? It's that simple. It's that simple. But you can only give good call to actions when you understand who your audience is, because you have to know who you're speaking to. You need to know their pain points. You need to know what motivates them. You need to know what solution they're looking for. You need to know their desires. You need to be able to answer questions, because some of y'all be like, people ask too many questions, either y'all want it or not. You don't go to the car lot 9 times out of 10 and say, I'm picking that one, give it here. You got questions. You have to be able to identify objections and overcome those. You have to know those answers. You have to know those answers. Now, the next thing King Solomon did was over deliver. 1 Kings 10 says the Queen of Sheba was left speechless after seeing his wisdom, his organization, his palace, his service, and his operations. His reputation became a part of the marketing strategy. His reputation. He kept his integrity during this time as well. He kept his integrity. Okay? Now, I want you guys to think long term. Ecclesiastes 11:1 says, cast your bread upon the waters, for after many days you will find it again. Think long term. So you have to understand delayed gratification, delayed ROI. Not everything gonna make you $1 million by tomorrow. The formula is simple: wisdom, relationships, the content, the audience, the systems, multiple income streams, and stewardship. It equals wealth. That's literally a rinse and repeat thing that you can do in your business. So how can you show up in your marketing today that's going to build relationships, that's going to get you some sales? Because we can't keep praying and waiting. You got to show up. A lot of times, we're not even doing outbound marketing. If you don't have leads coming to you, or if your leads are slow, why are you not out doing outbound? If you can show up and post on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, X, whatever other platform you on, why can't you reach out to people? Why are you not following up? Why isn't your marketing creating curiosity? What are they gonna get? What's the promise behind the brand? Because think about it like this too. When people follow people, well, think about the last 5 people that you followed. Why did you follow them? Did they educate you? Did they entertain you? Did you learn something? I want y'all to think about that, because the same way that you interact with other people, think about why you hit the follow button. Now, how can you create a vibe and make people stay? When people come to your page, think about how they're using social media. Most people on their phones. So if you don't grab their attention in the first 2-3 scrolls, they gone. That could have been a high ticket prospect for you. That could have been someone to join your community. That could have been someone on your email list that could have been nurtured. Because business is literally a numbers game. But I want to challenge you, if you feel like man, I need to show up, like, because I want to ignite some fire in your belly. I want you to understand what needs to happen in business for you to make a bag. There is no shortage of money. Inflation touching all of us. Gas high, groceries high. Like, what can we do about that? But make more money. If you knew that the next 100 people that you pitched your offer to were going to say yes, how would you show up and sell? If you knew that the next 100 people were going to say yes, because I'm going to tell y'all where people mess up. Y'all say, okay, I know I need, let's just say, 10 sales, but you don't know your KPIs. You don't know how many people you need to get in front of to get the actual sales. Okay? Now, the other thing to that too is think about it like this. Let's say that in order to get, let's say you having a webinar, right? Let's say you're doing this webinar, you want to have organic signups, right? So if you know that you need 100 people on your webinar, and the average from that 100 will, let's say, be 10 to 12 sales, right? That means you need to get 500 people on the list. The show up rate versus the sign up rate is always going to be a difference. You have to know those KPIs. The good thing is I teach my clients how to do AI employees so they can track all of that for us within the system. Whether they want to link it to their Go High Levels, Stripes, Wix, Shopify, or if they want to just have their VA manually plug in the information. Either way works, but I teach them how to track those KPIs so that you understand the numbers. A lot of you are not missing sales goals. It's the fact that, number one, your messaging is off, so you're not attracting good leads. But two, it's not enough eyeballs and visibility on your business to get the conversions in the first place. You don't have no issues posting a cute selfie, but when it's time to pitch your business, you looking like a deer in headlights. There's money everywhere. I just told y'all I had a client do 300,000 in 1 quarter. I had a client do 18,000 in 2 weeks. I had a client do a 50K launch in 3 days. I have a client that did over 500K this year. Money is everywhere. You can't convince me otherwise. But every time you go through a slow season or a slow month, instead of getting in your head and getting anxious and letting business depress you, look at your numbers, because I guarantee you it's something that you're not doing that's an income producing activity. The other side to that is before you even go into like your day-to-day things, do a sales block. My clients can vouch for this. I tell them, do a sales block. Every single day you do your sales block. You do your money making activities first before anything else. Okay? Because it's easy to get bogged down in what's on the planner and what's on the back end and client deliverables. But what's going to keep making you money? You got to do that sales block. Yes, following up is cool. Yes, client retention is cool. But you also got to get those new clients too. Okay? Now, y'all, listen. I have a program. It's called Hype Sales Society. It's $5,000. Yes, we have payment plans. Okay, I remember a time when I needed a payment plan, so I always extend them. Hype Sales Society is 6 months of marketing and sales. That's what I come in and help y'all do. So we measure the KPIs. We're looking at how you show up. We're looking at what you need to post. We're looking at what needs to happen during your sales block so that you can create a system to where your business makes money on repeat. All of my big money clients are in there. It's actually on sale for 5,000. Usually it's 7,500. Listen, if you like, okay, I'm ready, send me a DM. The link is in the pinned post. The pinned post, I see it. If you like, hey, I have some questions, book a call. One of my assistants, well, they would love to call you and have a conversation about it. Okay? So y'all take these tips, run with them, make you some money, make you a bag. Okay? And then y'all make sure, listen, the outcome of your sales block and activities gotta be income. Okay? So when you ready, don't wait, because baby, the price not gonna stay that low. Okay, it's not. But go ahead, slide in my DM, go to the booking link if you're ready, and then let's get started because you can still make 100K, 500K before the year is even up. It's doable. Okay, so y'all have a blessed day. Slide in my DM and let's talk about it.